Yeah, I'm back. Hold on.
Hello?
Let me make a point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Just hold on and let me finish this point that I'm making right now. Yeah, because of our history, we need to blame the West. But right now, the people that are leading the continent are now signing agreement with the West. But why we keep on blaming the West? But we have voted people in power that is signing these deals. So why we keep on? I don't understand because we have selfish people in power, but people are not talking about it. But they keep on talking about the West, West, West.
Well, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
the car, so it's a bit dark. Hello, my
Juliet,
brother Wode Maya. How are you? Long time, brother.
I'm good, Juliet. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so sorry. I've just left the Blacksit link up at Hyperlink, so I'm in the car on my way home. But I had to talk on this subject because living in Africa and living outside of Africa is two completely different perspectives.
Mm.
So I want to kind of share on both. So when I was living outside of Africa and I looked at a lot of the issues that we had, and I did exactly blame the white man, and rightfully so. And living in Africa, I definitely more so blame the white man, and rightfully so. And I'm going to explain to you why. When you over exploit any people, any nation, or any resource, it creates a vacuum. And that vacuum enables corruption. That vacuum enables people to have scarcity. Now, once you have scarcity, it enables people to, one, use power and authority and control over others who don't. So you have the haves and you have the have-nots. And I saw that in England. You know, living and growing up in England, that's where I, if you like, could see the masters, or no, let me say the experts of corruption. The experts of corruption are in those systems. And you cannot say, oh no, let's not blame colonialism. Oh no, let's not blame slavery. Because you can't undo the legacies that have already been created by them. And these are long-standing legacies. I'll give you an
But,
example. I went
but Juliet,
into a local
Juliet,
school.
we have independence. Some countries are 50 years old. Some countries are 40 years old. Why is still happening? Like one person
Well,
can.
I'm nearly 50 years old. Yeah. I mean, not much is going to happen in 50 years when someone's controlled you for 400 years. Yeah. There's been no reparations. And so the reparations have to start. Yeah. Because you have to repair the damage. It's like having an open wound. That wound has never healed. And so 50 years is not going to heal a nation after 400 years of damage. And so the fact of the matter is that their education system is still in Africa. Their colonial legal system and political systems, governmental systems, monetary systems, every kind of system is still in Africa. So until we take a leaf out of maybe Rwanda's book and we start to repeal the colonial laws, we're going to keep inheriting these problems. We also have white savior syndrome. Yeah, we think the white man is our savior because that's part of the programming. And we've got to remember that we've been programmed, but we haven't been unprogrammed or deprogrammed. And that is the case. You can't just say, oh, how are we going to solve the problem? You have to undo the problem first. And so we have to look at those solutions. And I'll give you an example. I was just about to say that I went to a local school this week, and Adrian and I donated 518 books to this school. And they were just exercise books, but we realized something has to be done with the reading books. The materials and reading books that are in African schools are the old books I was reading at school. So they're still seeing, you know, Jane Yellow Hat, White Girl, you know, Peter Blue Hat. Blue Boy, and they're still seeing all the superheroes in these books as white people. So the programming hasn't stopped. So if you're asking about, your leaders have gone through the same programming. There has been no deprogramming. And until there is a deprogramming, you're going to keep getting the same results. And so that's why I said there has to be a new generation. And that
Yeah,
new generation cannot be born off of the same system. So we have to be accountable for what we're teaching our children. We have to be accountable for, what we're putting in our own minds. Because yes, there are many women in Africa bleaching their skin and wearing weaves. But why are they doing that? Many of them are doing it to get the attention of black men who are looking at white women. And they see that white person as their ideal beauty, which is not. But it's the programming and the media emphasization of it and the propaganda. And remember that white people come to Africa in their droves, but they don't promote Africa in a positive way. So there's so many oxymorons that have to be undone. But the first thing that we have to do is start to learn to love ourselves and appreciate our culture. And put our culture and put us as Africans before anything else, because we lack race solidarity. We lack race solidarity, and we lack race priority. We don't put ourselves first. And so once we can start to do that, start to spend black, be black, we don't need to buy any more white designer clothes. They don't want us in our clothes. We don't need to buy them. Let's all buy African clothes. Let's start, building up the African textile industry. Let's start, publishing and making our own children's books, like what Dynas and other people have done and so many other authors have done. Let's start making those books available in African schools. We have so many African authors. Let's start helping them to publish on a more wide-scale basis. Let's learn our stories, our culture, our history, because that's what's been lost. And so we need to get what's been lost in order for us to be found. And that is the crisis point that we're at. So I can't say I'm going to blame any one individual, because it's part of a systemic and institutional programming. And I can see that clearly now. I'm living here in Africa. So, it has to be a wholesale effort on all of our behalves to change the narrative. You started to change the narrative by showing us the Africa we never saw. You've changed the narrative by introducing so many of us to YouTube to change and show a different narrative. Now, what we have to do is go school by school, educational minister by educational minister, country by country. And we need to have something like, Africa needs to be like, for example, when you go to America, you don't need a passport to go to Virginia from New York. We need to get rid of all of these barriers, these fake barriers that they put up, for us to keep us separated. We need to be able to trade freely among ourselves. We need to become self-sufficient. And that's only going to happen when we start to empower ourselves and enable ourselves to,
but
believe in ourselves, because we don't believe in ourselves, Wode Maya.
what I'm trying to say is that the people that we voted to take care of us, the people that we voted to make sure that Africa, there's no border, these fake borders within ourselves, are not uniting.
No,
How
because they're
do
programmed. They're programmed. This is exactly it. You've come full circle. So we're voting in people that got the same programming as us. So how are we going to change things unless we change the next generation? It has
what
to
is the
be a
way forward?
generational thing.
What is the way forward? Me, I'm here talking about like solution. What is the way forward? Because
Education,
like
reprogramming, re-education. There needs to be like a super think tank or an African institute, where we train our leaders, and our leaders are trained specifically for the leadership of our own people in a way in which they're not going to be manipulated, in a way in which they're not going to be controlled, in a way in which they're not going to seek the money. Because if the political system was turned up on its head, for example, and all leaders had to be volunteers who were just given an allowance, right? And they weren't allowed to get any money from elsewhere, you'd see a different type of leadership. Yeah, because the motivation would be different. It would be about servitude and altruism. But at the moment, it's not. It's about people that are poor then putting themselves in a position where they can, be in a different position later on. And it's all about, enjoying the feeling of that power. So everything needs to change. We need a resource-based economy, because the economic system we're using doesn't work. It doesn't work for Africa. Democracy is another word, but does it really work for Africa? So Africa needs to, maybe a return to African systems, because not everything European is going to work for Africa.
Not everything European will work for Africa. I mean, I would love to ask you so many questions. I got some because like sometimes I just feel like the citizens, even because the people that are leading the country are the people that are actually maybe we need to blame them, because the things that you
Yes and
see in
no.
Africa, the things
Yes
that
and
we
no.
no,
Yes and no.
yeah, yeah,
Yes
yeah,
and no. It's yes and no. It's yes and no, because we are all leaders of our own destiny. Yeah. Every man has the right, every woman has the right to determine their own destiny. Okay. And we're all change makers. Yeah. You came out of a village. Look at what the impact that you're making on the world. Yeah, we are all change makers, and we shouldn't be looking on leadership to lead us. We should be able to lead ourselves to a certain degree. We should be able to, carve a new future. A lot of the people that have changed the world weren't actually in power. Marcus Garvey wasn't president of any country.
Hmm. Wow, wow. For Africa to progress, we must stay away from the World Bank and IMF. Okay, stop the Western education, the Western education. You're trying to say education. Sorry. We need to teach our people and the way they can lead correctly. Even
Yeah,
if you see a Pan African
absolutely.
president, if you see a Pan African president, everybody rise against him.
They
But
call him a dictator. They call them dictators. Anyone who's Pan Africanist, they'll call them a dictator, and they'll, send in the antis, to go and take them out of power, or to overturn them, or they'll assassinate them. We've seen this, right? And the thing is, we have to come away from their political systems. That's just it. Just come away from it. Just get rid of it. Throw it out. Put it in the bin. It doesn't work for us. We had empires before that was not built on their systems, and we existed then, and we'll exist afterwards. We need to say to them thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, it's just as simple as that. Africa can be self-reliant on itself. We need to say to them no thanks and go back to what we were doing before, because the world has changed, yes, but systems that we had can still work, and it's been proven. It's been proven to still work, because there are still places in this world, especially if you look in the South Pacific, where they still have their ancient systems, and those people are still living, still thriving, and still working well. So, self-dependent.
wow. Does anyone have a question to ask Juliet? Like, let me know if you have any question. United States of Africa, the power is not given. We have to take it. Um, that is why we fear. Okay, Western democracy is an African enslavement. The sooner we rise, the sooner we rise. Okay, no, no, I'm not gonna bring anybody again. I'm tired. I've been here for almost 3 hours.
we
I'm
give
not taking
people the
my time.
power. We've got to remember, we give people the power. Yeah, we give people the power. We elect them. We give them the power. So if there's not adequate scrutiny, if there is not adequate looking at their what their manifestos are, then ultimately, in the current system, because we have to talk about the system that we're in. The current
No,
system that we're in, if you don't scrutinize who your next leader is going to be, and then when he comes into power, he does nothing for you, then it's because you didn't scrutinize his ability to do the job in the first place. If he wasn't equipped to do the job in the first place, why did you vote him in?
somebody saying we have seen numerous leaders assassinated, yet you wonder how the West control the leaders. I'm not saying that I've not seen all these things, but I'm saying that how long I don't know if you guys get where my message is coming from. How long are we gonna sit back and keep on saying, "Oh, the West has influence in Africa"? Oh, no, we need solutions. How long?
Well, the solution is change. The solution is change, Wode Maya.
Yeah,
Change starts in a day, Wode Maya. Change starts in a day. Change starts with this conversation right here, right now. Let someone out there help. Send some books. Every African nations, it starts with education. Yeah, we have to re-educate ourselves, and we can re-educate ourselves even just by watching your channel. You know, we were re-educated about Africa by watching your channel. Yeah, the re-education has to change across everything and every subject. Yeah, so that we don't look on, for example, Columbus as some great hero, which he wasn't. Christopher Columbus was a lying, murdering rapist. Yeah, that's what he was in reality. He didn't discover anything in reality. So
this
it's about that re-education.
yeah. So re-education. Someone saying, I get you. The answer is not rely on those leaders. They are compromised. Yes. So if they are compromised, why are we still voting for them? That's what I don't understand. Why are we still?
Sorry.
It's hard to talk about Africa's problem. It's really hard because even when they steal the money, they don't keep it in the country. They don't develop the country with the money that they steal, and they still take it to the West. You know.
Yeah, but I'm
But
saying to you, it's the leaders that you're choosing that's doing that. If you had to have certain things in place, I went to a conference once and I was really impressed by a gentleman from Sierra Leone who was from the Anti-Corruption League. And the things that they put into place was so tight, so stringent, so effective, so far reaching. And the powers that they had were so far reaching that, you know, it absolutely changed the paradigm of the way in which politics were run in their country. So I think that it's also about putting procedures and policies and interventions into place with sanctions, you know, and consequences. And that can be done by the people. That can be done by the people. But the people have to not be passive. They have to be very much involved in the process. And I think that's where we have the problem, is that many people aren't active in the process. And also, many of the old colonial constitutions don't even allow people, for example, if they've left the country and they come back and they're considered to be diasporans, to take office. And these are the people who, you know, may have come back and been educated to think, hang on a minute, this is not the way things are. I've seen really what the white man's doing because I've lived in his country and it's not right. So I want to change things. These are the same people that are precluded from actually having office or affecting change. So there's lots of things that has to be changed, but everything starts with one step, is what I'm saying. You know, every river starts with one drop. And so we have to start with one drop. And if that drop means getting black books into the school, yeah, into the school. And if it, please, if it means that we can keep moving forward, then that's what we need to do. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to be on side. It doesn't even mean that everyone's going to be pro it or positive. You know, I saw the most negative comments about automatic citizenship, you know, from my own brothers and sisters on there on the continent that aren't realizing that we're their relatives.
We need to
You know,
educate
and we
ourselves.
are their relatives. We're their relatives. If you have a sister, Wode Maya, and we're all Africans, yeah? We are all Africans. You have a sister, Wode Maya, yeah? Your sister decides to go to England, right? And your sister has a baby in England, right? Is that baby still not an African? Is that niece or nephew of yours still not an African, regardless of where they were born? So imagine this. Yeah, that's us. That's a representation of us.
But that's living off free will.
Right?
Imagine living taken.
You know, and the thing is that we were taken. We were forced against our will. And, you know, it's some of these same leaders, as you call them, yeah, who are basically, you know, when they're stripped of their position and they no longer are in power, you know, go back to being civilians, basically are, you know, maybe in a certain way being influenced to block the position. But it's only for a matter of time. It's only my dad, you know, when he was alive, he used to say, Juliet, things and time. Yeah, things and time. And I guarantee you, we will see a united Africa. Yeah, everything will happen at the right time. And it could be forced upon because of this colonial pandemic. It could be a number of different things, but don't despair, my brother, because I see so many positive people. Like yesterday, I was with Osman Toure. You know, I was talking to PLO Professor PLO Lumumba. I speak to so many other people that inspire me and keep me focused on the goal moving forward. So I know that we can succeed, and we will succeed. It's
That's
just a matter of time.
definitely. Juliet, I want to say that thank you so much for being here. I've been here for 3 hours. I would love to give you another time for you to talk to me. So, if you don't know who Juliet is a Pan Africanist. Juliet, now I call you a Pan Africanist. Living in the
I am.
Gambia. Yeah, living in the Gambia. I think she was the first channel that we set up in the Gambia. So if you really
Yep.
want to check it out, make sure you go out and what's the Black Sea? The channel name is Black Sea. Yeah, but there's too much drama in the Gambia. Like recently, that I hardly even watch YouTube in the Gambia. I don't know what's going on. Like this is another problem that I have with Africans. Wherever we gather, we fight. We fight. We see everything as
No.
competition. Juliet, I stopped watching anything from the Gambia because today you hear Gambia YouTuber has done this, Gambian YouTuber has done this. I was just tired. Like, can we just unite
Listen,
on
just
just
rise
one
above
common
it,
goal?
bruv. We rise
That's it.
above it, bruv. We rise
Just
above it,
one common
okay?
goal. Just one
Listen,
common goal.
listen,
Hmm.
listen. Wode Maya, I need to share something with you just before I go, very importantly. Now, anybody doesn't know about Black City, it's BLA space XIT on YouTube. Wode Maya set up my channel, so please come and subscribe. But I just want to say this. Wode Maya, please ignore the drama. I'm going to explain to you something. It's being caused for a reason, okay? It's being caused for a reason because people are coming home. Okay, people are coming home in their droves. They're coming to Gambia in their droves. Now we know that people aren't going to like that because they're losing money in their economy. So they set people up to create conflict. We rise above that, brother. Yeah, we rise above that because you know what? We know it's going to happen. Yeah, we anticipated this. So we rise above it and we keep going. Just keep coming home. People are going to say all kinds of things and lies about me. I don't really care. Just come home. Just come home. Everybody, just come back to Africa. Get out of the West and come back to the best. We will sort out our problems because we must. It's just as simple as that.
All right, Juliet, thank you so much. I just shared your channel
I
link
love
with your
you.
love you, bro.
We love you,
Please,
Wode Maya. We love you so
I'll,
much. Thank you so
I'll
much.
definitely, you're welcome. I'll definitely come visit very soon. And thank you so much. I just all right, Juliet. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. All right.
Okay, we love.
Okay, so I'm done for today. I just want to say that I'm super tired. Um, truly bought me pizza, but I couldn't eat because I was talking to you guys. Now my pizza, how do you call it? It's cold now, eh? Oh, you see the love that I have for you, eh? Even I have to abandon the food that my girlfriend bought for me, and then I had to stay here and talk to you all. I don't know, like I'm super tired, super exhausted. I'm starting my videos in Nairobi tomorrow. Yeah, so if you know anyone who has an interesting story that needs to be shared in Nairobi, please hit me up. Please hit me up. Please hit me up. It's not easy, man. It's really not easy, but this is what I've decided to do. I know it's ups and downs, but nothing will stop me from doing what I enjoy doing. I've seen a lot of you been here since I started this live stream. It's been 2 hours, 51 minutes. Just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Right on, Sister Juliet. Be strong. I miss you, Wode Maya. I miss you more, brother. Okay, so you all, I want to say thank you so much. It's just all about Pamoja Milele. South Africa loves you. Ace. Wow. Thank you. South Africa loves me. I appreciate. Thank you, Vicky. Peace and love, Pamoja Milele. This one Ayamaya. Okay, big abs. Wode Maya, we love you and we appreciate you. I would just want to say I love each and every one of you. Saying this money is to help go towards buying you a new drone if you didn't replace it. Big ups to Juliet and her husband. Thank you so much, Ellie. I'm definitely gonna replace my drone very soon. Yeah, but I'm in Kenya right now. A brother borrowed me his drone, and when I get back to Ghana, I definitely get a new one. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. You have done enough. Eric Newman, a big shout out to you. What am I? Please advertise ABB to me. ABB to me. I think it's a YouTube channel owned by hey, I forgot his name. God. There's too much in the head right now. Yeah, but you all should check www.abb2me. Yeah. Why come I can't remember his name? Jeez. Okay, what's it? What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Okay, the name is gone. I can't even think for. Okay, so thank you so much for Cambon. Yeah, Dr. Cambon. Yeah, how come I forgot that? Thank you to each and every one. Can I get this emoji, Pamoja Milele? Just give me this emoji, the first emoji, and then type Pamoja Milele. It's a Swahili word that means is it together forever. Yeah, Pamoja Milele. Now I speak Swahili. Now I speak Swahili. Those of you who try to insult me in Swahili, I can actually reply you. Sasa habari yako mizuri sana. Hey, habari ya Johnny. Habari ya Johnny. Good evening to each and every one of you. It's your favorite village boy, Mr. Ghana Baby. Pamoja Milele. Man, I want to go, but I still got 800 people watching me. That's amazing. Please, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. Maya, Koda, Mikoda CCI. It's 11:22 in Nairobi right now, and I'm just gonna go to bed. So I just want to say thank you to each and every one. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. Appreciate it.